tonight.
Wow. Wow, good wow, or wow, no way wow.
Disastrous dining rooms.
It's a mess, quite frankly.
Botched bedrooms.
It's like my sixth form common room.
And lifeless living rooms.
I don't think it really appeals to young, dynamic buyers like ourselves, really.
With £1,500 each,
Let's go!
they take on the 7-day makeover challenge.
Oh my God.
I think we're creating a bit of a wow factor here. Couldn't be more excited.
As they compete to get an offer from my buyers.
We could actually live in that house.
Easily.
Today, I'm in Essex, famous for being the birthplace of British radio, when in 1920 the first ever broadcast took place in Chelmsford. But today, it's the property market everyone's tuning into. Just under £300,000 will get you this 3-bed end of terrace. £485,000 will get you this 3-bed detached. And if you have just over 1.1 million, you could have this 5-bed detached with a double garage. But don't hang about. In the last 3 years, sold prices in Essex have risen 29%. Great news for my 3 sellers, all looking to get a sale from my buyers. Retired engineer Brian and his partner of 3 years, receptionist Judy, who are looking to buy their first home together.
If you could list the top priorities, what would they be?
Must have a twin garage.
Must have.
Must have.
It's his top priority.
Is that your top priority, Judy?
So long as I get a nice kitchen, a nice garden,
Right.
and space where the family can come.
Is it 5 children between you?
Yes, 5 children.
5
Yeah.
children
And then we've got
grandchildren and
yeah.
all the, yes. What about bedrooms? How many bedrooms do you need?
Minimum would be 3, ideally 4.
Right. Let's talk about style, because you both have quite different styles. Who's the more traditional one out of the two?
Me, really. My house is still a traditional, I suppose, old-fashioned in some ways.
You're much more sort of modern, sleek, contemporary look, is that right?
A little bit so, yes, because I'd rather pay somebody to come in and do the work.
If one of you finds something that you love and the other one doesn't, who's the stronger one out of the two?
Probably me. Probably, because
He's more vocal.
Yes,
Okay.
just a little bit.
Okay. Would we describe ourselves as particularly fussy?
I
Yes.
think.
Quite
In a
bluntly,
nutshell.
Yeah.
Excellent. This is going to be easy.
No pressure for me then. For that 4-bed with double garage, Judy and Brian have a combined budget of £700,000. I'm confident I have 3 properties which will definitely whet their appetites, but they all need a little help to take them from bistro to Michelin star before Judy and Brian see them. First up is stay-at-home mum Joanne, who's called in her best buddy, Chef Sharina.
We met at a toddler group and we do mummy things together.
And also not so mummy things going on.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of friendship. Joanne shares this large 5-bedroomed house with her 2 small children.
I've been in this house 3 years. It's a lot of upkeep. It's too big for us. I'd like somewhere a little smaller, a little bit more manageable.
Out of its 5 bedrooms, some don't appear to have been managed at all.
Some of the rooms, I guess, look a bit unloved. Some of the bedrooms aren't even used.
But that's not the only problem. This house is topsy-turvy. The living room is upstairs, but the high ceilings and lack of furniture makes it feel more like a chapel.
I did think that it not having much in it, everybody would be impressed with the space, but I'm not quite sure if that is the case.
Clearly not, as Joanne has had very little interest in the 5 months it's been on the market. But a bit of hard graft could change all of that.
You are handy.
I'm handy. I've even plastered.
I've done tiling, floors and bathrooms.
Music to my ears. Joanne's topsy-turvy house has more than enough space for buyers Judy and Brian. But the upstairs lounge is sparse and the downstairs bedroom completely forgotten. It's the cheapest of the 3 at £650,000. My second lot of sellers are retired software developer Barrie and retired IT worker Janet, who've been happily married for 42 years.
Barrie wears the trousers as long as I guide him in the right direction.
Barrie and Janet have lived in this 5-bedroom semi for 14 years. Downstairs, there's a large open-plan kitchen, a conservatory, and a front room, which has been somewhat overlooked.
When I convinced Janet we should build a conservatory, she said, well, we won't use the front room again. She was right, we don't use it very much at all.
Apart from to fill it with a lifetime of knickknacks. 4 of the 5 bedrooms upstairs serve their purpose, but less can be said for their son's room since he flew the nest.
We decided we should perhaps make it look a little bit more usable. We put in a drum kit, a small pool table, but basically the room's a mess.
You're telling me. 6 months on the market and no sold board means their retirement plans are on hold.
We love the house, but we're going to move now to the south coast.
We don't need 2 houses. Unfortunately, we have to leave one behind, and sadly, this is going to be it.
Barrie and Janet's 5-bed semi has a garage plus plenty of space for Judy and Brian's grandkids. But the front room is a trinket time warp, and one of the bedrooms is abandoned. It's the most expensive of the 3 houses at £700,000. Finally, it's IT consultant Robert, who's called in his younger brother, train driver Adam.
I think we have quite a good banter, don't we? Often insulting each other.
We were always competitive and sporting wise.
Yeah,
but
obviously I always win, but you know, you're a trier, aren't you?
Now, boys. Robert is selling this 4-bed 50s semi, which he's rented out for the last year. He's kept on top of the basics, but that is about it.
The house was redecorated, but we didn't really get around to the kitchen.
I think it lets the house down, to be honest. Dark units, dated.
And things aren't much brighter in what used to be the dining room.
It used to have a large table in there. Its main benefit was it converted into a full-size snooker table, so the red was to sort of complement the table.
But no table at all means that it's become confused. 3 months on the market and not even a sniff of an offer means Robert's realised he needs to make changes.
I think if we're going to ask for the top money, it needs to be sort of good finish.
This spacious 4-bed has the garage that Judy and Brian are looking for. But the kitchen is dated and what should be the dining room looks more like a toy shop. It's on the market for $699,950. So it's Joanne and Sharina's topsy-turvy detached against Barrie and Janet's dated and cluttered semi and Robert and Adam's unloved 4-bed semi, all trying to win an offer from Judy and Brian. But before they come to view, all 3 sellers get to check out their rivals' houses, finding faults and hunting out design tips. Starting at Joanne and Sharina's topsy-turvy detached with the downstairs bedroom and upstairs living room. This is a large, modern family home, but at the moment it feels empty, cold and unloved. Now, if Joanne wants to get a sold board outside, she's going to need to inject some of her personality into this home. First to Snoop at Barrie and Janet.
Was not a style I'm keen on particularly.
That's quite a large house.
Pretty impressive.
Mixed feelings outside. Inside, they head straight to the chintzy bedroom on the ground floor.
Yeah, it looks a bit like a caravan.
It takes up a lot of the room. It makes the room look smaller than it is.
You're not wrong. Down the hall, Robert and Adam take inspiration from the dining room.
Got a nice dining table there. Set out where it was clearly defined. Maybe that's something you could do in your place.
Yeah.
Sure beats the kiddie clutter. Janet and Barrie head upstairs to the sitting room, which is sparse to say the least.
It's missing a lot.
It needs pews and an altar.
Go and get your dog collar.
Amen to that. This house is on the market for £650,000.
Yeah, it's probably worth $650 if you like this style of house.
I think this is good competition for your house, actually. You could definitely take a few things from this. A nice finish.
Yeah.
So the rivals can see the potential in Joanne's house if she pays attention to the forgotten chintzy bedroom and sparse sitting room. But Robert and Adam have learnt that a clearly defined dining room is a positive. Next up, it's Barrie and Janet's semi, with the youth club bedroom and the front room that's frumpy and full of knickknacks. This is a spacious and charming family property, but if Barrie and Janet want to move on to their next adventure, the forgotten areas of this property will need some serious attention. First to arrive, it's Joanne and Sharina.
I'd say older couple, if you
Yeah.
know. They probably got furniture in theirs.
That does tend to be the norm, Joanne. Inside, Robert and Adam head to the sitting room.
I don't think it really appeals to young, dynamic buyers like ourselves.
Yeah.
It would be more for the elderly couple, maybe.
Upstairs, Joanne and Sharina find themselves in what should be a bedroom.
It's like my sixth form common room. But some people are not going to be able to see this as
past
a
that.
bedroom.
But next door, Joanne is inspired by the bright and airy master.
This feels open.
Welcoming.
Without crowding with cupboards. It's a homey room.
This house is the most expensive of the three, on for £700,000.
Oh, that's a bit strong, isn't it?
That's a lot of money, 700,000.
That's a lot of money.
So both sets of rivals think the house is overpriced. But Joanne and Sharina have learnt a homely bedroom is key. Last up, it's Robert and Adam's 4-bed semi, which is spacious but feels unloved and dated.
Robert's house has been tenanted for some time now, but if he wants to sell, he's going to have to address some of the key areas that are letting his property down.
First up, it's Joanne and Sharina.
Bigger house.
Big. Not bad looking house.
Strong start. Inside, Joanne and Sharina head to what should be the dining room.
It says pub to me.
It's a mess, quite frankly.
My thoughts exactly. Next door is the kitchen.
There's nothing wrong with this kitchen that refitting it completely wouldn't fix.
Hush but fair. Although upstairs, Joanne and Sharina find inspiration from one of the 4 bedrooms.
I like the colours. I think mine feels cold.
Bingo, she's got it. Colour adds warmth. Next door in the master suite.
The fact that it looks like a bedroom is a good thing.
You're not wrong there, Janet. This house is on for $699,950.
Slightly less appealing than our house is for that price.
I'd rather have my house than this house. But I don't want my house either. Somebody buy it, please.
So they all agree, in its current state, the price is too high. But Joanne and Sharina have learnt that colour is key. And Barrie and Janet learnt that a bedroom should be dressed as a bedroom. I'm in Essex, advising 3 homeowners on how best to spend a £1,500 makeover budget that'll improve their homes to impress my buyers, Judy and Brian.
So if we were to draw up a wish list for you guys, what would be at the top of it?
Somewhere for the classic cars.
OK.
A must.
So that's a must for you.
Must.
Somewhere to put the cars. What about you?
I'd like a nice kitchen and quite a big garden.
OK. So kitchen, garden, somewhere to put the cars.
Cars.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Simple.
All 3 sellers have checked out their rivals' houses
It says pub to me.
to not only find faults,
There's nothing wrong with this kitchen that refitting it completely wouldn't fix.
but also to pick up tips to improve their own homes.
A lot of the rooms in my house are a little cold and unloved.
My kitchen's dated. I think there's definitely some work we can do.
Having appropriate furniture in each room probably helps to sell a house.
Now they're prepped and primed with ideas. I've got some decor designs of my own that won't break the bank or take a lifetime. First up, Joanne and Sharina's topsy-turvy 5-bed detached with that enormous empty upstairs sitting room.
It's not a conventional house, is
It's
it?
not.
You know, you don't walk in and go, OK, that's my living room, that's my...
I think it can be a bit intimidating, especially
Yeah,
when
I
you
think.
see a room like this and
Yeah.
you think, what am I going to use it for?
Yeah. The other sellers, when they came into this room, they said that it felt like a church.
Yeah. And it echoes, doesn't it?
Hello, could you possibly
Yeah.
open the door? It's a little bit... You
Yeah.
can hear the echo. Yeah. The trouble is with your house at the moment, because it is all magnolia and a bit sparse, when you're looking online, they all blend into one. It's
Yeah.
about dressing rooms to sell them. Let's make this a proper grown-up living room.
Okay.
I'm going to be quite bold, but this is the sort of look and colour that I'm going for on that wall.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, good wow, or wow, no way wow.
Probably not your style.
Oh, it isn't.
Well, I think that this room could carry off a very bold colour. What works really well with a dark colour like that is to use these bright jewel colours everywhere else. The other thing it needs is a focal point.
Yes.
An electric stove. Put it there, and then you get somebody to build you a surround using railway sleepers, lovely big pieces of wood.
We'll make it cosy.
I don't think anything can make this.
You're definitely up for it, but then it's not your house.
It's not my colour, but I do get what you're trying to do.
Grown-up lounge scheme in place. Next, onto the spare room, which isn't just downstairs, it's crammed full with fitted furniture.
Do you know why I've chosen this room?
Yes, I could hazard a guess.
Yes! Obviously, it's a bedroom. Does anyone use it? Is it a guest bedroom?
Yeah. Nobody uses it. It used to be Grandma and Granddad's room until they moved.
Some of the other sellers said they felt it was like a caravan.
Oh, it is. That is just it.
It's literally just We really need to give this a complete revamp. So we'll start by getting this whole thing out. Keep the two end cupboards. Take out the middle ones, which will instantly make this room feel so much bigger.
Yeah.
What we need to do is turn it from caravan into bohemian chic. Take this cushion as inspiration. So what you can do is you whitewash the whole room and then accessorise this sort of thing.
I like that.
That's the kind of look that I think would work really well. £1,500, 7 days, and a lot of work. Bet you're glad you got involved, aren't you?
I'm so sorry.
Such a great house for a modern family, but it feels quite bland and forgettable, and I get the feeling that Joanne isn't a huge fan of bold, striking colours, so I'm slightly concerned that I might have pushed her outside her comfort zone.
I like the bedroom one.
Yeah, the bedroom is, I think, more of our style, and the upstairs one, we're both...
A little
the
bit
colours
shocked.
are just a bit shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking or not, to get a sale, this house needs to become memorable. Before Joanne can bring some statement designs to the place, she needs to clear everything out in the upstairs living room and the downstairs bedroom.
Caravan has got to go.
And she's got handyman Martin on the job of removing those bulky caravan cupboards to open up the space.
Wow, it looks big, doesn't it? I want to snap something. Yay, see? You just need a bit of muscle.
Next, the tired floor is removed and the boring wallpaper stripped. In the upstairs sitting room, it's ladders extended as decorator Jim takes on the challenge of transforming that enormous wall that resembled a church. Let's pray Joanne likes it.
Oh, whoa. I love it. I can totally see it's going to work now.
Hallelujah! Next up, Barrie and Janet's cluttered and dated semi-detached with that trinket time warp front room.
One of the other sellers, when they came in here, said somebody really, really old lives in this house.
They're right.
You're not, you're spring chickens. And I don't want them to have that impression. But it's very hard for a buyer to see past your collections and the things that you like. We want people to walk in here and think, wow, what a wonderful space. Let's have a little look at what I've got going on down here then.
Okay.
What do we think of the scheme?
For this room?
For this room. So, what I wanted to do with this is give you a classic but contemporary Regency theme. Right. So I was thinking a nice geometric pattern. Not everywhere, don't panic.
For...
That.
Right.
Both walls. And then everything else just a light off-white, which will really brighten the space up. And then you accessorise with all of these wonderful different shades of green, so the sort of emerald greens, the teals, and then the black and whites as well. I would get rid of this sideboard, because the sideboard's a bit weird to have in...
Well, it's not meant to be there, but I've been reluctant to say goodbye to it.
Who finds it hardest to let go of things?
I'm a bloke.
And I think it needs to be pared right back, but cherry pick all the... Because there are some lovely pieces in here, there really are. I mean, this is just perfect. That's going upstairs in a minute, because I think that's wonderful, and I won't. Because I love it. Let's go upstairs then.
That's the modern Regency lounge done. Now onto the youth club, their son's old room.
I can't resist. I'm sorry, I'm going to put it down. This is your son's room, or was your son's room?
Was his room, yes.
So he's moved out and left you with the drum kit and the pool table.
No, that's not his, that's Barry's.
Right, OK. One of the other sellers, when they came in, said it reminded them of a sixth form common room. And it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yes.
This needs to be converted back into a bedroom. Okay. The look that I'm going for is this industrial military look. Use a wallpaper like this, but use it in a different way. Go above the picture house all the way around.
Oh, but not on the bottom.
No. Oh, OK. So it looks like you've got a row of books.
Yeah.
up there. You pick up all of these wonderful colours, so these lovely rich teals and the leathers and the greys. And the other colour, of course, is this beautiful burnt orange, which looks a bit scary, but if you just had it on one wall, £1,500, 2 rooms, a lot of knickknacks to find homes for. Doable?
Probably.
Definitely.
So Barry seems much more up for the changes, I think, than Janet does, but ironically, he's the one that's going to really struggle to let go of all their possessions. It's going to be an interesting week.
I think what she's come up with would be even acceptable to Janet.
Oh, yeah, I quite like the design. Seems a lot to do in a few days, but Barry's quite confident, so I'm sure we'll get it done.
And the first job is decluttering upstairs and down.
The marbles. Lose your marbles.
I'm not very happy about packing away my marbles.
They'll be back.
Oh, they'll be back, yes.
Clear out complete, it's time to tackle that wasted bedroom. After painting the picture rail gunmetal grey, for the walls, it's tango time.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know.
That's not quite the burnt orange I suggested, but it still fits the military scheme.
I don't see it working, but I'm prepared to be wrong.
When the bed's in here, it's all nice and white. You'll come in and you'll just think, fantastic.
You tell her, Barry.
She's going berserk. I think we'll do the whole room orange.
Don't push your luck.
Not funny.
Finally, it's Robert and brother Adam's tenanted and unloved 4-bed semi with that dated kitchen.
In an ideal world, you'd rip it out and you'd start again, because these units are a tad dated. Yeah, but we're not in an ideal world. We've only got 7 days. Yeah. So what we could do with this is completely revamp it in a relatively inexpensive way. This is the sort of scheme that I've got in mind. It's a mid-century look. Lots of bright, bold primary colours. So number 1, paint up these units. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can tell by that look of that crestfallen look. This colour on all of the units.
Okay.
And then you retile. Yeah, it's a dark colour, but it will work because it's a big room. And then the flooring is a tad dated. Bit of lino. Something like that all the way down there.
Yeah, I think that'd make it look better, wouldn't it?
Much better. Build me a breakfast bar. And then you use these sort of accent colours, like these lovely bold canary yellows.
Yeah.
Is this the sort of thing that you think you could tackle?
With the right help, yeah. I think I could tackle it, yeah.
Mid-century look agreed. On to the lost identity dining room.
Other sellers, when they came in here, said it reminded them of a pub.
Yeah, that was the thing, yeah.
Well, at least
so it
you
worked,
did.
didn't it?
Brilliant.
Exactly, yeah.
So basically, what we've got to do with this, and I get it, the tenants at the moment are using it as a playroom.
Yeah.
It seems a little bit wasted. This needs to go back into a dining room because there is literally nowhere in this really big house for anyone to sit down and have a big family meal. We want to take it from pub to mid-century glamorous dining room. Number 1, as much as you love that,
I think that's got to stay, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's a definite.
take it down, take this one down as well. Dining table-wise, this room would take an enormous dining table.
It was enormous before, yeah.
Exactly. The colour, I had this colour in my living room in the 90s. Now it's a little bit oppressive. You could just go for something along this line all the way around. And then wallpaper that would go along there and just literally either side of this chimney breast. Who's doing what?
I'm really good at project managing, so...
What, sitting in a corner with a cup of tea?
Yeah.
It's quite clear that Robert has fallen out of love with this house, but he has to rekindle some romance if he wants to get this place sold.
I think we can get most of the things done.
Yeah, I think we'll enjoy the result more than the journey.
Yeah.
It'll be short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yeah.
Without further ado, Robert begins giving this tired semi some TLC by taking it from unloved and dated to my mid-century scheme.
I'm not sure if it'll be my personal taste. I'm definitely going to give it a go.
Glad to hear it. And with professional builders Paul and Peter in, the next thing to go are the tiles. Next door, Robert makes a start turning that confused space back into a dining room. But the confusion is not just about the purpose of the room.
The colour I'm going for is taupe. It'd be interesting to see how that looks, especially as I don't know what taupe is.
It's taupe, actually. To speed up the process, he calls in brother Adam.
I think mine's a more sophisticated paint style, you know, whereas my brother's going for big strokes. At the end of the day, it's a game of two halves.
I'm definitely ahead in the first half anyway.
I'm quite pleased with it. It makes the room a lot lighter. It's better than the colour that was on there. I'm not sure what I'd describe the colour as. Slightly whitey brown hue.
It's taupe. In Essex, with £1,500 to play with, my three sellers are busy improving their homes.
There's a hole in the wall. How much filler have you got?
The paint is very dark.
Massively better, isn't it? It's really brightened it up.
In the hope of winning an offer from my buyers, Judy and Brian.
So guys, describe to me your style.
Well, I'm a bit more traditional.
I'd prefer a more modern, new style house.
OK, so how about we try and marry the two? Traditional with a few modern twists.
Good idea.
At Robert's unloved semi, the kitchen is going from dull and dated to my mid-century scheme. And the dining room is looking a lot less like a pub/playroom. To bring the look together, Robert's called in judo buddy Dave, who also happens to be a black belt in wallpapering.
Well, that brightens the wall up, Rob, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Expertly put up as well.
Yeah, if only you were as good as a judo as you are at wallpapering.
Careful, Robert. But rather than take revenge, Dave gets the rest of the paper up instead.
It's a little bit psychedelic, but definitely makes the room look a lot lighter.
Next door, the modern mid-century scheme continues in the kitchen with mustard metro tiles that'll contrast perfectly with the cupboards once they're painted blue. Next, Robert's dad and Adam's wife Dion give the doors a coat of primer before Robert does the honours.
I think we're creating a bit of a wow factor here. And now that I can see it in contrast with the yellow, I couldn't be more excited.
Do I detect a hint of sarcasm there, Robert? Back at Barrie and Janet's no longer cluttered and confused semi, the youth club bedroom is fast getting the modern military scheme I suggested, as the bookshelf wallpaper adds interest above the picture rail.
We got a lot of copies of a few books.
Downstairs, the living room's been cleared of all the knickknacks and is going a fresh off-white before the modern Regency scheme can really take shape.
This is where the hair covering comes in useful, when you're underneath someone else painting.
Not if you're underneath somebody who can paint.
Yeah.
To help Barrie and Janet get it right, I'm taking them to a nearby luxury hotel for inspiration.
Now, I know I'm bringing you into a bedroom and not a living room, but this is a Regency hotel. It was built in 1759. But what they've done incredibly well is that they've given it a modern Regency twist.
It's terrific.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Beautiful.
It is.
They've gone for an incredibly bold wallpaper.
Yeah. I actually love that wallpaper.
Yeah. Have you noticed there's not a lot of knickknacks in here as well? There aren't any marbles on that windowsill.
Back at the house, as the bold wallpaper I suggested for their living room goes up, Janet inspects Barry's work.
I think I'm going to like it.
Phew. At Joanne's topsy-turvy detached, the downstairs bedroom has lost its caravan-like wardrobes, and the once bare lounge is ready for a focal point to cosy the place up. So Joanne and Sharina have headed to a reclamation yard in search of a fire surround.
What about that?
Yeah,
That is a big fireplace.
it is, but you've got a big room to fill.
Back at the house, £160 lighter, Joanne leans on Martin again, this time to install the fireplace. And there's more help on hand downstairs.
Hi!
As Sharina and Joanne's friends, Kelly and Carly, are invited over for a painting party.
Let's go!
And before long, the bare bedroom gets the white backdrop for the modern boho look I'm after.
Here you are, girls. Thank you, girls.
Well deserved, ladies.
We'll work until it's finished.
Or until the wine runs out. At Robert's no longer unloved semi, the kitchen is fast taking on that mid-century look that I suggested. A new floor goes down. And there's more help as a carpenter installs the breakfast bar that'll make the place feel more inviting. Next door, it's last orders, as the final remains of that pub-like space are being removed by electrician Chris.
The
pub room will have to just be in my dreams from now.
And there's just enough time, gentlemen, please, for the finishing touches before the makeover is finished.
I think a combination of colours has worked well. The rooms have more wow factor, definitely.
What was a dark and dated kitchen has been transformed with a bold, mid-century scheme. Painting the cabinets a deep blue really freshens them up. Mustard metro tiles add warmth and vibrancy, and a new wood effect lino sharpens up the floor. They've even added an industrial-style breakfast bar in matching colours to finish it off. The entire look cost £1,370.
Big difference. They've come up a treat, haven't they, the units?
Yeah, it does look a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah, really pleased with it.
I love the breakfast bar. Do you like the scheme?
I think it works. Whether I choose it for my personal preference,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it definitely makes a bold statement.
Because it's gone from sort of neglected and a bit dated to this lovely, bright, mid-century look, and I think it's worked really, really well.
Next door, the abandoned pub/playroom is no more. Now it's the sleek, modern dining room it always should have been. Soft taupe has lightened and warmed the walls. Modern mid-century furniture is the perfect centrepiece. And geometric wallpaper ties the brick fireplace into the room. Total cost, £947.
Oh, gosh, it's transformed. No more pub.
Yeah, sad, but true.
Had to go, didn't it? Had to go.
But it's definitely a good look, you know, it's a lot brighter.
You were a bit unsure about this when it first went up.
Yeah, I
You
wasn't.
still unsure?
It looked a bit psychedelic, but it fits in with the rest of the theme.
It feels like a proper grown-up family dining space now. So budget-wise, you had £1,500.
I did go over that, about 2,400 roughly.
OK, but I mean, what you've done is made a huge difference. I think it's lovely.
At Barrie and Janet's dated semi, the bedroom is no longer looking like a youth club, as the modern scheme is coming to life. In his workshop, Barrie is hoping he'll get new money for old rope, as he knocks together an innovative headboard design, using pieces of rope he found on a beach in Tasmania, obviously.
The ropes will go between the two uprights, just to make a little bit of a colourful centre. All the fun starts here.
It's a quick and easy build. A couple of planks the length of a double bed braced together with a couple of shorter pieces before threading the colourful rope. Come morning, the headboard is complete, and it's Janet commandeering the workshop this time as she revamps an old sideboard to use as storage in the living room, which is taking on the modern Regency scheme.
This is one of the nicest screens I've ever seen because I chose it.
You can give yourself another pat on the back once you've done the all-important finishing touches and completed the makeover.
I think Amanda's going to be amazed.
7 days ago, Barrie and Janet's front room was a mishmash of styles in a dated setting. Not anymore. It's a modern Regency front room with a subtle geometric wallpaper to make a statement. Revamped furniture and restyled old chairs marry the mix of classic and contemporary. Accessories bring the whole scheme together. Total cost, £484.
Oh, it's lovely. It's so warm, so cosy. Do you like it?
Yes.
How did the de-knick-knacking go?
It's all squirreled away inside the TARDIS.
Just don't open any cupboards. This was upstairs in your son's bedroom.
Yes. I'm quite proud of that because I did it all on my own.
Good girl. It's gone from being a sort of slightly unloved living room into this wonderful modern Regency style. I think it's worked really well.
Upstairs in their son's old bedroom, there was no bed and it looked more like a sixth form common room. Now my military scheme is packing a punch with a bold feature wall and fashionable book wallpaper to add interest. A reinstated bed gives the room a purpose again, and Barrie's bespoke headboard quite literally ties the whole look together. All for £561.
That is unbelievable.
You like the books?
I love the books. They've worked so well. Love the headboard. Who came up with that little gem?
Who knows? Who knows? Tasmanian rope.
See, you knew that'd come in handy.
I told you it would.
Sorry, Janet. I know. Now it's a fun, quirky guest bedroom.
Even I like it.
Even you like it, so we must be doing well. Have you spent your £1,500?
Nope.
How much did you spend?
Just about 1,100.
Oh, wow. Well done, the pair of you.
At Joanne's topsy-turvy detached, the bland upstairs lounge is fast becoming a modern vintage sitting room. And the forgotten downstairs bedroom has lost its caravan look. The new luxurious carpet is going down, and in the garden, Joanne and Sharina are creating statement pieces by upcycling wicker furniture.
It's very big.
But the spray paint seems to be going to Sharina's head.
The colour scheme reminds me of cocktails in a bar.
Are you going to tell Amanda that her idea is tacky?
As is.
And with the bed reinstated,
Go!
there's just enough time for some vibrant, soft furnishings before the finishing touches downstairs and up.
I think it's got the absolute wow factor now. It's so cool.
It is cool.
Joanne's caravan-style spare room was cramped and uninviting. Now it's a spacious, stylish, boho chic boudoir. The streamlined storage has opened up the space. The newly upcycled furniture adds interest and vibrancy. The crisp bed linen makes it feel luxurious, and the bold accessories tie the whole look together. Total cost £599.
Wow! God, it's twice the size. Brighter, it's lighter.
No caravan look anymore.
Has it been a hard week? I'm sure it has.
Yes. We are exhausted, aren't we?
But you're glad you signed up for this,
Oh, I feel so guilty.
That's the end of that friendship. I mean, you've taken it from a slightly dated caravan into this wonderfully relaxed bohemian guest bedroom. I think it's great.
Upstairs, the first floor sitting room was bland and sparse. Not anymore. The bold feature wall creates warmth, and the focal point fireplace adds interest. The new layout makes the room feel more cosy, and the quirky furniture and artefacts tie together the whole modern vintage glamour look. All for a cost of £847.
Unbelievable. Look how happy you two are. Well, I say, do you love it? Yeah. That wonderful old fireplace. It feels warm and inviting, and for a room with a ceiling height like this, that's quite a difficult trick to pull off.
Yeah.
When you got your paint around, what did he do?
I don't think you could believe it. He said, it's higher than you said.
It's worked perfectly. Well done, the pair of you.
In Essex, I've been helping 3 sellers give their homes a £1,500 makeover to help them get that all-important sale. At Robert's Unloved Semi, with the help of brother Adam, they've transformed the kitchen from dark and dated to a modern mid-century eye-catching look. And the pool room come playroom is the smart modern dining room it always should have been.
I think their buyer will be impressed.
I think they'll put in an offer.
Yeah, he might as well.
Yeah.
Sort of start counting the money now, really.
Yeah.
At Joanne's topsy-turvy detached, with the help of friend Sharina, she's turned the bare lounge into a sumptuous modern vintage sitting room. And the downstairs guest bedroom has gone from caravan to boho chic.
I think they'll love the house. We're going to come first.
Yeah, I think I'm very confident about that.
At Barrie and Janet's once confused semi, the cluttered lounge has been cleared out and given a modern Regency look. And the youth club upstairs has been turned into a modern military bedroom.
I think the buyer's going to be as impressed as Amanda is.
And I think we've removed all signs of old people from the living room as well, haven't we?
Well, except us.
Except us.
They're all confident. Time to find out if they've done enough to impress buyers Judy and Brian. First up, Joanne's topsy-turvy detached.
Wow.
It's a whopper, isn't it? Look at that.
Absolutely stunning.
I love this house, and I think for you guys, it ticks a lot of the boxes that you have asked for.
Okay,
thank you.
Let's go.
This house boasts a garage and space for the grandkids, plus a big kitchen utility room and 3 receptions, including the now homely modern vintage lounge upstairs.
Wow.
This is very nice.
I was hoping you would say that.
Well, you couldn't say otherwise, can you, really? Just the way it's set out, it's unusual for a lounge to be upstairs, obviously.
It's modern.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah,
that
yeah,
modern-
yeah.
you could-
It's got
you
a
could-
mix.
Yeah, you could move straight into this, I hope. Go for a wander. I don't want to jump the gun, but I think they both really like this house, and I think that this would be perfect for them.
There's a lot to take in, including the boho chic bedroom on the ground floor.
Different, very bright, very cheerful.
I think it's nice, it's crisp and clean.
They're making all the right noises.
So what do you think? It's a cracker, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love the lounge upstairs, it's stunning.
Yeah. How much do you think this is on the market for?
64999.
64999, okay.
Yes, I think I'm going to be the same.
You're spot on, 650.
Oh, there you go then.
Lots to think about. Let us continue.
Let's go.
Next, it's Robert and Adam's unloved rental, now with a dose of much-needed TLC.
Initial impressions.
Big.
Yes.
It's quite old-fashioned,
Obviously, at the moment, it doesn't have the double garage.
but have the space for it.
It does. Let's see what you think.
This house needed work in every room, so I want to show them the freshly made over dining room.
This is your big family dining space.
Yes, lovely.
The size is good. The walls are dark and enclosed.
You should have seen them last week. They were dark red last
Were
week.
they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be even worse.
Well, go forth, explore. I'm definitely starting to get the measure of Brian now. I think what he wants is the perfect house handed to him on a plate. It doesn't exist. So I think he's going to have to compromise some way.
With 4 bedrooms upstairs, this house certainly has the space Brian is after. And hopefully the newly made over kitchen will tick Judy's boxes.
Oh, this is quite big. Yeah, it's not my taste, the style, but could easily have a table in where, you know, some family could sit while I was cooking.
Yeah, there's plenty of
Size.
scope.
Judy's seeing the positives, but I'm not sure it's Brian's cup of tea.
What about the size? Let's start with the house.
Size is lovely, but there's far too much work needed
Right.
in virtually every room.
What do you think it's on the market for?
625.
I was going to say 600,000, yeah.
Okay, 699,950.
Wow.
A lot of money to spend on the house.
Let's go and look at something else.
Well, that wasn't great, but thankfully I still have one more house to show, and it's Barrie and Janet's semi-detached, with the revamped front room and the fully functioning guest bedroom.
Lovely family home.
Yes, it looks very nice.
Interesting.
Excellent. Let's go and have a look.
Straight in off the hall, that modern Regency front room.
Very nice, very warm, very welcoming.
Yeah. It's surprisingly spacious. It goes on and on. It's a bit like a TARDIS.
Yes.
So I think the best thing for you guys to do is go and have a really good wander around. This house is very much the sort of thing that Judy would like. Is it a bit too traditional for Brian? We'll see.
Upstairs, there are 5 bedrooms, including the guest room with the modern military scheme.
Absolutely wow.
Oh, I love that feature. I love the way they've picked up the colours.
That is really, really unusual.
I know, I like quirky.
Yep, that's certainly quirky. You wouldn't find that anywhere else, would you?
No.
Should we try it?
They're clearly impressed.
This is absolutely incredible.
It's a lovely house,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes. Very spacious.
Yep.
It would be ideal.
Well, let's talk about the price of this one. What do you think it's on the market for?
I have no idea.
No, I must admit, I'm struggling. I'll say 675.
Right, OK. It's bang on 700.
The only negative is the parking.
Yeah, I guess that's the big compromise, isn't
So
it?
it needs consideration.
Yeah. Should have fallen in love with someone that had a motorbike. You've got about 8 in that garage. Come on.
Still time to change.
3 very different properties with lots of appeal, but they can only choose one.
I have a feeling it's a bit of a 2-horse race.
I think you're right.
I think we know there was one that wasn't right for you, and that was the 1950s semi.
I think it was really too much work.
That brings us on to the two houses that did work. We'll start with the detached house.
I thought it was absolutely lovely all the way through. There was nothing really wrong with the house at all. Every room you could utilise straight away.
We could actually live in that house.
Easily.
Let's then go on to the traditional semi.
I think it worked for both of us. It just had a very, very welcoming feel.
I think that it'd been well looked after and sort of much loved. I felt at home really, except hasn't got enough room for Brian's cars.
So if I was to ask you, out of the three, is there a favourite?
The detached.
Actually, I would say the detached.
OK.
So that Brian could have his cars and I could have the family on the drive.
Yeah, of course. We'll go back and have another look. Good luck. I'm sure at some point you guys will move in, cars, family and all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
No offer on the table yet, but Joanne's detached house was the favourite.
I knew it was the best. The hard work's been definitely worth it.
And it's not bad news for Robert either.
It's been a positive experience. It was good to know that you can do those sort of changes in a shorter period of time. I think I'm in a better position now than I was a week ago.
And Barrie and Janet are also in high spirits.
There's no question.
We wouldn't have
Our
done it.
house is now improved. There's going to be more people who don't want to buy it than who do.
We just want
All
one.
we've got to do is wait for the one who does want to buy it.